I think the Office of the CFO software is germane. And some people tell me that it's hot, whatever that means. Who came up with this idea? Where did this sort of come up with? Because, hey, I've talked to some bankers, to use a term, who said, oh, we've been talking about Office of the CFO software for 15 years. What is this stuff?
I would probably not want to take credit for such terminologies, and I would probably hesitate to give any banker particularly credit for that either. I think this was actually created by the research analysts out there. And I feel whether it's
Like the Gartners of the world, that
the
kind of thing?
Gartners of the world, the Foresters of the world, that really took a nuanced look into this category and said, there's all sorts of features and functions in an organization, and each one of them is being automated one after the other. We saw the world of HRM, human resource management, and that became a whole technology layer. We saw the world of CRM, customer relationship management, and ERP, the enterprise resource planning kind of companies. So as these functions went on the automation path, you know, the research analysts continued to publish a lot of research around these companies and what they were doing and what the trends in these sectors were. At some point, the CFO's office, which was from a technology standpoint becoming somewhat of a laggard, this is many years ago, it came in the crosshairs, I would say, of these research analysts. And they basically said this office of the CFO in general is a space which needs to be automated a lot. And that's where this whole talk of OCFO software began. Where that has now landed, at least in my viewpoint, I would almost hesitate to call it Office of the CFO because it encompasses a lot of functions that may actually be outside the Office of the CFO today, but somehow are adjacent to it anyway. And and it involves some level of money management or cash management or flows of capital. An example being payroll. Would you classify payroll as a office of the CFO function because they actually manage the flows of the money and payouts? Or is it actually the HRM's function? And so the way I like to think about the OCFO space is I like to call it corporate finance function in general. And that is a lot of financial related matters. That's what this software really covers. Cash flow is certainly one very integral part of that. And so is spend management, and so is expense management, and so is accounts payable automation and accounts receivables automation. Sometimes even financing the working capital. Factoring can be a part of that. There's a lot of different pieces in this corporate financial function, CFF, as we like to call it at Houlihan Lokey. And it encompasses a broader term than just the OCFO.